Hello and welcome to episode 8 of our Corvuria campaign. In the last episode, we continued to just do a little bit of shenanigans, and we were able to expand our march, well, no longer march, our vassal, Raven March, into some more territory. We are trying to take advantage of some parts of their mission tree. Specifically, we're looking for the Forest Edge, which will convert a bunch of this area to Corvurian, which will benefit us when we integrate them. And that is something that's going to happen soon. We do need to do one war against Stalbor before we are able to complete that mission, which will require fighting some people in Escann, but I'm not all too worried about it. I mean, I could call in all of my allies if I really wanted to, and that could solve a lot of problems for us. And I did want to look, how much war score is Marhold? 116. Okay. Well, we can't vassalize them then, like I was kind of hoping we would be able to do. We need to integrate Ordia pretty much as soon as possible. So, as soon as we can get our relations up, we need to be integrating them. The problem is, they're not a huge fan of us. They didn't like being forced vassalized. So, we might have to wait a little bit for that. But we can still improve by 101 more. So, we can get pretty close. It'll just take a little bit of time. We have put our dynasty on Tigawed's throne, at least as an heir, so let's hope that Sophia Silviven can take over and hopefully give us a nice little personal union on Gawed. That would make our lives much, much easier. But for right now, we are going to take Admin Tech because that will allow us to complete a mission, which is the Court of Blood. We're just waiting on taking the Admin Tech, and we're not going to get the institution anytime soon, so we'll just take it. Penumbra covers these lands. The dark aristocracy stands ready to take the command of the night, and all it needs is the organization to coordinate their efforts. We are happy to oblige them, and with the seat of such power in Arca Corver, all shadows in Kaenor will serve us. Alright, so we get 50 diplo power, and the vampire organization changes to the Blood Court. This gives us +2 possible advisors, +1 monthly diplo power, and minus 10% national tax, and minus 10% nobility influence. All nations with vampires will be invited to join the Blood Court. If they accept, our relations with them will improve. We get a permanent claim on the Dostin's Way. Alright. Ooh, Gawed is not thrilled with me. Let's start improving relations with them as well, just to make sure they stay our friend. But we actually already own all of Dostin's Way, so we can complete this mission right away. When the Castinite tribe was lost in the deep woods, they were let out of it partly due to Castin's friend, Dostin. In exchange for his aid, Castin granted the lands beneath the God's Shield Mountains to his companion, naming it after him Dostinor, just as he did with Castinor. Now that the heirs of Castinor is no more, we must repay the favor. Alright, we gain 2 base tax, production of manpower in Dostin's Way, and we get a permanent claim on the western part of the South Castinor region. So that's a bunch of claims that we can now go and use, which is pretty sweet. All right, looking at our other missions here. So improve fabric industry. We need to develop our cloth provinces to have 6 diplo dev, and we're going to go ahead and do that immediately. So go ahead and switch this over to encourage development, and let's get you up to 6. So it looks like it's cloth and wool that needs to be changed. And we have the points for it, so we might as well just click the buttons. All right, improve fabric industry. Corvurian fashion is rightfully well regarded by our neighbors. Our Gothic style demand emotion and vindication rather than pomp and unnecessary ostentatiousness like those in Anbennar or Laurent. By improving the production of such fabrics, we may continue this tradition. We gain a budget development in all those provinces, and for 20 years we get plus 15% production efficiency and 0.5 yearly prestige. Okay, and now we need to import silk. So any core province is silk, or any country that has silk has an opinion of 100. Well, we definitely don't produce silk. The 2 places we can find it are either in the woods in Laurent, who is actually probably our best bet, or down in Bulwar. They also have some silk. But Laurent likes us quite a bit, so we'll go ahead and improve relations with them. I'm somewhat tempted to ally Laurent and abandon Gawed, but nah, we'll stick with Gwed for now. For now. You don't have an heir. Alright, well, that's good to know. Okay, anything else that I need to do? I mean, we can prepare for this mission. 6 diplo dev and a manufacturing and a workshop. Yeah, I can get to work on one of those things. I need Mill Tech 11 before we're able to actually complete that. But we can get the workshop going. If we have a military advisor, at least skill 3, I can gain 40 army tradition. Sure. Let me just hire one real quick. We have the money. Make the army fearful. For far too long, our armies have been viewed as a mere peasant rabble. It may take a generation of military reform and training, but in time, our enemies will learn to shudder in fear at the sight of the Black Raven. Lose 300 mil power, gain 40 army tradition, and we get making the army fearful for 30 years, which is 10% regiment cost, but we get 1% yearly professionalism. That's pretty good. That's 30% professionalism, and I do appreciate that. All right, and if I have at least 50% army professionalism, I can get the Dark Legion, which is 10 professionalism, 25 army tradition, and a special mercenary company. Okay. And then 2 electors need to like us. And that allows us to start moving into the Empire a little bit more. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, it wants us to start really moving into the Empire. But for that, we're probably going to want to try and destroy the Empire just to make our lives a little bit easier. And now we need to embrace printing press, which is not going to happen for quite some time. So we have about 45 years till we can begin that process. Okay, well, with all of that out of the way, all of the, cleanup that we needed to do for all of our missions, we can actually unpause the game and start playing. Huge. All right, a new member, Corvuria. Luciande joins us. So that's plus 80. And Gowed does not join the Blood Court. And Jin Ki joins the Blood Court, which is interesting because they're on the other side of the planet, and we can't see them. Wait, can we see them now? No, we can't. We can't see them. So, but they're here. Sure, yeah. Imagine playing as Jin Ki and just randomly, as you're chilling over there in Hales, it's like, hey, these dudes from Canor, yeah, they're vampire suit, and they want you to join their order. And it's like, what? I don't know you, sir. Hello. What do you want from me? What do you mean? All right, let's try and make sure we're dealing with these rebels. Gem Isle, I'm just going to raise the autonomy. I don't want to deal with the rebels on the island. Okay, let's call in Gowed. Honestly, is there any reason not to call in literally all of my allies? I don't think there is. I legitimately don't think there is. They could just go and do all the hard work for me. I'm such a good ally. Once again, Poiuymew proving he values his AI allies so much. So much. Send both of you in there. Should smack him down. That is definitely what I would consider a smackdown. We don't have access through there yet, so that's fine. Also, I got my quiet keyboard back, so you will no longer hear the clickety-clacking of my keyboard, which is good. I know that when I watch videos, I don't necessarily like to hear the clickety-clacking, so it will be silent now. Now, when you see me clicking a bunch of buttons and they're all wrong, but you won't hear them. So, in some ways, that's good. I can't promise that I'll click all the buttons correctly, but hey, you know what? I only have a little bit of time playing this game. It's not reasonable to expect me to actually be competent, right? No, surely not. Surely not. All right, Marhold, how many troops do you have? 11. Okay. See some right there. Let's just send these guys over to Marvale. We have our mercs to deal with rebels, so we can kind of commit to moving on. I do want to build more heavies, but ooh, we're behind on Miltech. Oh, that is a mistake on my part. Yeah, switch over to Mill Focus. Switch over to Mill Focus. I didn't realize that doing that mission was quite as bad of an idea as I thought. Luckily, the people we're fighting are still Tech 8 as well. Some of them even Tech 7. Imagine being Tech 7. Ugh. All right, import silk. With the rising popularity of our masquerade celebration, there was some need for fancier cloth to be used exclusively for costuming. While silk garments are uncouth and no honest Corvurian would be caught dead in them, they do have a use in the rare occasion we want to be uncouth. Or if you're undead. That also solves the problem. Get it? Because you can't be caught dead, but you're already undead, so it doesn't matter. Gain 3 mercantilism, 1 base tax, 3 base production in Holstead. And Holstead will now produce silk instead of, I believe this is wool. Yeah. Sorry, sheep. Sorry. But we like the finer things in life. AKA money. All right, now we just have to wait until we get some high-level techs for that. We can send our troops over to you. You're being sieged down by my allies. I don't have any claims on you. I could break your alliance with people. Sure. Yeah, why not? We'll just get you out of here. If I was sitting by and looting, then I would stick around a little bit longer, but I am not. We can stop improving with the rent. I don't care. And I need to improve with Raven March. Perfect. Let's make sure that all of this is getting sieged down as we break through Marhold. Looks like the goblins are still alive in here. This is Rail Skulker, and this is Verkal Kozanad. So I would assume, given time, that the dwarves will overtake them. Usually that seems to be how it goes. Just, I don't know why. Though every once in a while, the goblins do make it. So, you know, it's possible. We could see a good goblin game. I wouldn't bet on it, though. Would not bet on it. All right. Let's get this siege down, please. The rest of you can head home. And I'm not even sure what war will do now. Ooh, that could be stated. At least half stated. And there we go. Siege of Marvale is completed. And honestly, send the cannons on, but I'm going to send all my troops back, and we're going to start drilling. Because we do need professionalism. All right. Well, looks like we can call for peace, and I don't really want to stick around for that, so just peace out for some money. And then finally, you. So what do I want to do here? You need everything that you have claims on. So let's give this over to Raven March. Yes. Yes. Yes and yes. Perfect. Okay, so that's your claims. So that will make you happy. Just gotta keep an eye on A here. But I do have claims on the rest of this for myself. So, but I can't take it all right now. Is the thing. But I can take some of it. I can't make that a core. But I could do this. I don't think that'll fire. But I also don't need to do that. It's not like a necessary thing. So instead, I think we'll just take money and war reps. And not have to core anything ourselves. And plus, our vassal will really appreciate us for doing that for him. Right, and hopefully he completes his mission. Can I click this for him? No. Come on. There we go. Mm-hmm. Click the mission. Come on. You can, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Look at all that Corvurian land. Mm-hmm. Very good. Nathalair, you are culture converting currently. It's nice. Do I want to core all this up, or do I just want to save for tech? Well, actually, we've already took admin tech, so core it. And as for our money here, I think it's time we build up our governing capacity buildings everywhere, because we are at the governing capacity. And I do want to... Nope. Where is it? Oh, this is in the... This is in the forest. Yeah, we don't need to do that. Ooh, that is a lot of dudes that my vassal is not going to be capable of beating. So we're going to have to go and help them out a bit. Okay, increase of orcish tolerance. That's good. Orcs are now integrated in our country. So they give 5% local goods produced, 10% local manpower, and minus 10% local regiment cost. It gives plus 30% state maintenance, plus 2 local unrest, and 0.025 monthly autonomy change. So if you're having a lot of integrated races, you do need to keep in mind that you'll have some unrest, and it will cost you a little bit more in state maintenance, making things like infrastructure ideas pretty good. Infrastructure overall is a lot better in Anbennar than it is in base game, especially if you're in the mountains. If you're playing like dwarves or goblins in the mountains, infrastructure is almost always your first pick. Just for the construction time alone. Minus 25% construction time and minus 25% fort maintenance is huge. And minus 10% construction cost. It makes digging holds very, very fast. So would recommend. Would recommend. Sure, you can all have access. I don't care. All right. So what now? What now indeed? I'm not going to take an idea. We need to take tech. I think we could probably put it up to speed 5. Unless I want to go beat up Rosande. Allied with Marhold and with Wyvernheart. Can I call in my allies again? I could. I could just go beat up Escann for money. Or I can drill. I kind of like the idea of beating people up for money. I'm a bully. I am a bully, and we shall bully. We have the claims, and so I will use them. Do we take this tech? Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. Look at that colonialism. It's stuck. It is stuck because Vanale doesn't like the rent, so the institution isn't spreading at all because it's also overseas. So right now, only the elves get colonialism. Dang. More evidence of elven crimes. They're holding knowledge back from everybody else. Don't worry, world. I will develop it. So we'll save our points here. And we will develop institution. We're making 30 ducats a month. So we can probably run... oh, yeah, it's a cheaper level 2 advisor. Make that a level 3. Absolutely. Run those level 3 advisors, please. Make my day. All right, Rosande, we'll fight you and declare for this. All right. Split you guys into 2 stacks. You are going to go find the targets to fight, and you're going to siege things down just to make it easier on us. Yep, there they go. Can we catch? We can catch them. You go reinforce just in case we need it. Oh, we don't. We don't really need it. I'm going to see if we can wipe them here, depending on where they run to. I don't know where they're going. They're going on an adventure. You know what? Have fun. I hope they have a good time, wherever they're going. We also have Corintar here, but they're allied to Frozen Maw due to their mission tree. Frozen Maw's not all that strong right now. And if I can get some more favors with Gwed, I'm sure that they would love to beat up on Frozen Maw for me. Because they do not like the half-orcs. Not one single bit. So let's go to Influence and Curry Favors. I can also get a claim on Salisaneg here. What? Oh, sorry, Salisalin. Aelin. Yeah, Salalin. Wait, I am dumb. Oh, darn it. Okay, I forgot that we have espionage ideas. So we can do big claims. State claims. So we'll make some stated claims down here on the elves. Because we could wait for a mission tree to go into the deep woods, but if I can get in there early, well, they can't hurt, right? They can't hurt at all. All right, we can turn on war taxes for now, just because we've unlocked it. Warriors do not read books. Okay. And we have some peasants that you are needing to go fight. Please and thank you. They have made their way back to my capital, something that I don't appreciate. So you're going to go to the capital to fight. And you... Where am I? Okay, there you are. Did I have them on the siege? Yeah, I did. Okay. Oh, also, Marhold deleted one of their forts. Oops. My bad. My bad. I kind of took all their money, and then the AI was like, oh, I can't afford them. So they deleted their forts, even though it's the only thing that kept them alive. Well, could keep them alive. From other AI, not us, necessarily. All right. Those troops are taken care of. Let's go and deal with rebels in my vassal's land. Okay, split up. Well, don't split up, actually. In case these peasants walk into us. And all I want from you, Marhold, is just a little bit of cash and war reps. Thank you very much. Appreciate your donation to the Poiuymew Economic Fund. Okay. Just beating up people for money. Nothing wrong with that. Surely. Okay, rebels are taken care of. Wyvern Heart is being destroyed by Gawed, so we can actually just loot here. Make a little bit of cash. Magister's spell is over, which means we now have too many Diplo relations. We can afford a magnificent feast here. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure that we're not taking any hits to our Diplo point income. Though we should be good on this soon enough. Because Ordia is ready to be annexed sooner rather than later. Even if we don't necessarily have the governing capacity for it, we're going to do it anyways. Because I want the land. And I need it for a mission. So therefore, they must go. They all must go. Alright, we've maxed out our relations with Ordia. That's nice, I guess. You are done looting that. So let's move you there. And you can begin to drill. Marhold has fallen. Let's get them back to the guys that are looting. We can piece Marhold out. They have 645 troops exactly. I can even pillage their capital, and I will, because I want 3 development. Thank you. Makes Arca Corvur a little bit cooler. And now, Wyvern Heart, you are next. War reps and money. Thank you. And finally, you can give me war reps and money. And I'll also pillage your capital. Thank you. 36 development in our capital now. Not too bad. All right. Separatists. We can actually get rid of all these separatists if I just focus on them a little bit. So let's get you to help out. Okay, go down there and get closer to help out. And let's begin to annex Ordia. They'll be done in 1524. 1524. How is loyalty looking? Loyalty's looking fine. That means that we can give the nobility the noble integration policy. It does give 15% liberty desire and subjects, but they're loyal, so I don't care. As for land, we can seize land here and get up to 60% crown land. And we're almost to the point where we could develop. Really just want to make sure we take Miltech. Because every second that we're behind on Miltech is a scary, scary moment. Very scary, very scary. Especially with people like Bursart and Chess on our border with their Great Conquer. The least reasons they have to attack me, the better. I don't really want to be attacked, preferably. I know, crazy thought. My neighbors are not looking at me happily as they hear me say that. They're like, yeah, I agree. It'd be great if people around me didn't constantly attack me. But you know what? I think they're just being dramatic, personally. Ooh, that's a lot of money. Ooh. Yeah, build those. And more governing capacity. Thank you. There we go. Are you all low autonomy? Not at all. Not one single bit. You are now, though. Congratulations. Glad you saw things my way. Okay. No one here that I really want a personal union on. We can now fabricate a claim on an area on you. There we go. And I'm assuming all the elves are still allied. Yep, they are. We're getting close to the point where it might not matter as much. Like, we are looking pretty strong, and that is not good. Castellos is dead. Pamphlets spread across Canor and the Divin Hall like wildfire. The claims printed there more inflammatory than the hottest embers. Castellos, the ruling god of the Regent Court, is dead. Published by the Order of Chroniclers, the printings detail murals located in an ancient precursor ruin containing vast carvings depicting the whole course of precursor civilization. The last of these murals appears to have been made after the ruin of Aelintir and depicts a deity named Castellar, known to Canorians as Castellos, trying and failing to prevent the calamity. Copies of the mural are printed on the back of every pamphlet so that all can see the sky god's end, and the Telemite town criers shout the words from the rooftops, Castellos is dead. In addition to the rapidly spreading pamphlets, a radical group of apprentice mages within the magisterium became convinced of the chronicler's claims and hatched a plot to seize the Tower of Adriel and use its magic amplifying properties and location in the middle of the Dame's Head to project the image of the mural on the clouds for all to see. Just a few days ago, the image of Castellar faltering before the devastation of the ruin of Elantir appeared in the evening sky. The lights flickering of the mural's form against the clouds, almost giving the illusion of the lightning shearing away Castellar's outstretched hand. The plotters were quickly apprehended and expelled by the magisterium, but there is no undoing what they did, no way for the population of the imperial states to unsee the image cast upon the clouds. The shock and anger at the chronicler's revelation has reverberated throughout Helcon, with many claiming the chroniclers are lying and demanding action against them, while others defend the chronicler's impeccable record as being beyond reproach. Still, others clamor for answers with the religious leaders, most of whom are just as shocked as their congregations. The various clerics of the Pantheon offer different answers as they write a flurry of letters back and forth, and the high priests attempt to calm the situation. All the while, the question of the accuracy of the chronicler's report hangs in the clergy's heads, for if they are correct, then for all these years, the Regent Court has been led by a dead god. It's hard to feel as if the whole world is an unraveling around us. We lose 2 stability. And now, it is time for us to make a decision, at least very soon. There it is, in Rogeria, the Coronite Proclamation. Many questions have risen with the recent revelation that Castellos, the ruling deity of the Regent Court, is dead. When exactly did he die? Can the text in Elantir be verified? Who will lead the Regent Court now? Traditionalists attempt to keep the peace and say that Adean, Castellos' son and rightful heir, will rise up and take his father's place. However, many of those who suffered under the Green Tide claim that it was the Regent Court's neglect that led to the destruction of Escann and Castellar, and a clear sign that if Castellos was alive and the gods were capable, that the Green Tide wouldn't have been averted, and that Castellos would have protected his patron kingdom like he did in eons past. The rising popularity of the recently ascended god of war Corrin, the heroine of the Green Tide, has called for her divine succession onto the regent throne through her links as the de facto successor of Agrados, Castellos' deceased brother. The Cornites in the Asengard dispute that while Adean may be a noble and chivalric god, his time under Castellos' tutelage has made him conservative, hidebound, and ultimately unable to defend the realm against its many external threats, and that the present system of divine regency is but a poor excuse for weak and unjust rulers to retain their power and ignore the monsters and tyrants lurking beyond their borders. So Coronite is now enabled. Tiltwick becomes the center of reformation. We need to decide if we want to flip Coronite or not. Now, there are a lot of benefits to staying as Regent Court, including there are some things that we haven't really messed with here, which we could go into if we stayed Regent Court. And I kind of think I want to. But then again, we're going to be moving into Escann, where literally everything is going to be Coronite. So I think, because of that, we're going to go Coronite. We're going to flip. We're going to flip right now. We get 10% morale of armies and +1 land leader shock. A center of reformation could appear in a province. Boom. And there we go. We've decided enough with the Regent Court. That is the religion of the Empire of Anbennar. We want no such things. Ignore the fact that this might be entirely for political purposes. Maybe. You have no evidence. You have no evidence. And we will immediately take Defender of the Faith, too. We shall protect the Coronites. And by protect, we do mean annex. We're going to protect them real close, okay? We're going to protect them real close. We'll upgrade to Adventure Bands. Awesome. Okay. So that means that we have 120 months until the age is over. I could forcibly convert my vassals, too. I think I will. There we go. You can all become the correct religion. Congratulations. All right. So we should see most of Escann flip to Coronite. And we do have a center of reformation in our country. So that will help us convert things faster, especially our higher developed provinces. And as you can see, it is moving fast. Another benefit is that it's very close to the Empire, so hopefully we're able to get a bunch of people in the Empire converted, which we also may force people to convert through separate pieces and such if the time comes. Right. You are needing to be here to deal with those. Copper separatists, yeah, that's fine. And you can continue to drill. Let's build up a bunch of troops. 20,000 more infantry should do. Does bring our manpower down a little low, but we should be fine. We gain 717 a month, and I'd rather just have the smacking power of 70,000 troops ready to go at any moment. With us joining the Cornite side, we will probably be taking part in the League War, hopefully to our benefit. If we can make the League War work, we could possibly set it up to where we are able to immediately dismantle the Empire right after it. That'd be the easiest time to do it, as it always is. But it really depends on how many electors end up flipping Cornite. Honestly, the less electors that flip, the better. So if there's only like one elector that flips Cornite, and then we side with the Cornites and we win the League War, that means there's only the Emperor and the electors. And that means there's only 2 capitals we have to siege, and then we're good. Now, odds are it's not going to happen. Odds are pretty high that Istralor and Moonhaven will flip Cornite through their mission tree. So, who knows? The dwarves may convert simply because they're so close to us. We may basically force them to convert. Also, I forgot that Ibavar is a thing. Should probably deal with them at some point. Look at that. We are converting like crazy. Or at least our Senate of Trade is. I don't really want to lose another stability. Thank you very much. And I will hire another general just so we can drill you. And that's actually too many generals. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, fire the ones that are on the Novice Adventurers. That will work. Copper Separatists are there. You need to actually connect to those troops. Otherwise, you're not going to do anything. And I'm not paying you to not do anything. I'm not paying you at all. But, you know, if I was paying you, I'd want you to do something with it. All right, 27,000 elves have decided to rise up. We'll wait for some more morale. There's 2 forts there, so it's not a big issue if they siege it down. Right. Take them out and move on back to our territory. The forts will unsiege the province. I'm waiting to see who flips. I mean, it's a little early for mass conversions to Cornite, but you never know. It's possible. They can flip whenever they want. Of course, this would be the game when literally no one else flips Cornite and I'm just alone. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess we'll flip back because we're just on our own. Which would be kind of funny, to be fair. But I think that's going to do it for today. Had a little bit of money grabbing. We are now integrating our vassal, and we have flipped Cornite. So lots of things happening. Deep Woods I'd like to take sometime, but really we're just waiting on a lot of techs for our mission tree. We're in a bit of a holding pattern here. We need to integrate Nathalair, we need to integrate Ordia, and we are in the process of doing that. So hopefully we can get that done quickly. But that is going to be it for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.